Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode 18 of the single player Let's Play series. So I've been up to some stuff in between episodes here, and I guess I can go ahead and show you real quick. I also realized that I'd like to get some paintings put up in here. This area feels a little quiet now that the blueprints have been put away, since we don't really use those anymore, and it feels really sad. So I was hoping that maybe we could fix that with a painting or two, but I don't exactly know what size painting I'd want. I think in this size, there's only the two. But there are a couple of fun paintings. I believe they're 3 wide. Maybe? Maybe not. Okay, we could do that. I don't know. I'll probably figure this out a little bit. Well, let's see what we can get in the 3x2 range. Huh. Okay. Well, seems like we're stuck with pretty much the same selection as usual. I thought we had a couple more paintings. Well, that's a shame. This one's cool. I like that one. And let's see if we can do another one here. Maybe the, well, I messed it up. No, not the Wanderer. Graham. There we go. Let's do that there. And then I'll figure out what to do for the other wall. We may make a couple more paintings. But I just wanted to liven this area up. It's been kind of sad in here. I may also put some plants or expand this window down. I'm not really sure. This one I actually... Ooh, we might want to actually expand this window down. Because over here it's just shrubbery. So we could always do that. And then have all these paintings on the other side. Anyways, you can probably see it through the door already. At least a little bit. I've been busy. I decided to make a greenhouse, and this one is based off of, somewhat based off of a Google search, because I'm always bad at making good greenhouses, so I found this one on Google. I just searched Minecraft greenhouse, and this is not an exact clone. I just was looking for the shape, right? Because, like, I always struggle with getting the right dimensionality, the right shape. So I borrowed a couple of components from that, but really, like, where the glass is, the entire roof, I didn't even refer to the image at all. But just like the entire sort of layout of it, I did borrow a little bit. But this is going to be our greenhouse. This is where we're going to produce crops, and this is where we're going to keep some bees. I've decided to populate this guy with a couple of the spore blossoms to make it feel all pollinated and green inside. I've decorated with a couple of flower pots. I thought that one had something in it. I don't know what happened there. I've got some mushrooms planted on the walls. I've got some flowers over here because we're going to put bees in here. And so we're going to go through. I'll probably replace all of this area with grass. I'm not really 100% sure exactly how I plan on doing that. And then over here, we're going to have garden cloches. And that's sort of the plan for today, is to set up automated farming to the best of our ability. Now, I am still going to keep this farm over here because it's just too cute. I just won't have to harvest from it that often, if at all. But what I'm thinking is that we're going to make ourselves 8 garden cloches, and then we can go ahead and start automating that. I'm also going to go ahead and grab, we've got in our backpack the campfires that I've been using, and so I think I'm going to grab a couple of the beehives in the area. If I can get like 4, that'd be fine. And then with those 4 beehives, we can start setting up a pretty low-key honey farm. Like, it won't be that advanced. So I have to remember, you're already campfired, so I could just do that, right? Looks like. And there should be bees inside. If I do F3H. Oh, there are no bees inside. There's no bees inside. That's weird. I know that I have bees over here. That's okay. There are other campfires and bees and beehives. This one has 3 bees in it. Perfect. And we can always take this other one and transplant it. That way we can start to repopulate our bee population, because that's sort of the goal. is to go through, I can turn off debug mode now, is to go through and start to collect enough bees that we can start to regularly harvest from them, because I think that would be fun. I don't know, I've always liked the bees, and I've just never really done anything with them. So I look forward to actually being able to do stuff with them. Yeah, I know you're a little distressed, bud. I know I'm taking your food. Sorry. Let's see if we can find any other bee. Oh, there's the other one. Okay, I couldn't remember where the last hive was, but there are quite a few hives in this area. So, and this one has 2 bees. Sick. So, with our beehives reclaimed, I'm gonna go and grab as many flowers as I can so that we can continue to harvest and breed our bees. But I've set up that nice little area for our bees to exist in, so I'm hoping that they like it, because I don't know. This is just something that I've always felt was fun to do, having the beehive set up. So there we go. I knew I was missing drops from somewhere, and I'm just picking up a bunch of different flowers that I don't tend to really like all that much, so that we can breed. And then let me grab some more grass. I feel like it's not really fair the way that I'm keeping all the concrete and stuff in that greenhouse over there. So let's do something with grass instead. See how that works. All right, so I've got a little area here. I'm thinking probably here, 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 and here. We'll put down our campfires so that our bees stay happy and healthy. We'll put a little dividing block here, and then we'll just put a bunch of the good stuff down. Put another dividing block here just because, and I'll go through and grab more hempcrete. And so now that one's got bees, that one's got no bees, that one's got bees, and our bees are coming out. Good, good. They seem to be pretty happy. Let's go ahead and start breeding these guys. Because there's lots of space for you guys to breed in. I don't think I'm missing any. I think that's all of them. Excellent. So yeah, this was basically what I was looking for, was just a nice big lively area for the bees to exist in, for them to have like a nice little safe space. And so that's why there's no pressure plate here, because I didn't want them to be able to escape on their own, because that would be a little bit unideal. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little chest to put all the flowers in, and let me go and grab some of that hempcrete as well. Oh, I also fixed up our storage system a little bit. So what I did, because we set up our iron farm last episode, we now have about 4,334 iron, which is just absolutely abundant. And so I'm using that right now to create a handful of iron barrel upgrades. And so I've added another layer deep and started putting all of our stuff inside of compressing and standard drawers that are all locked up, to help kind of clean up our inventory because it was really overfilled. And then there's still just our 3 diamond barrels here because they are quite expensive. But now there's also a bunch of iron barrels. So all of these down here are iron, and then all of these are iron as well. So we have, what, 35 iron barrels. So that should be plenty. And then you can see the compacting drawers are going to turn our 481 blocks of iron into 4.3 thousand iron ingots. And then you can see the same goes for pretty much everything else. And so this is just a nice and really organized way of keeping things. And now I won't have to break down the clay blocks myself anymore because they're in this compacting drawer. So I can just kind of, pick them out one way or another. So yay, finally something kind of cleaned up and a little bit more, I don't know, organized. So before I head back, we can definitely go ahead and get the garden cloches set up as well. So garden cloches are not too expensive to make. So it's basically treated wood, iron mechanical components. Let's see, we have 6 of those. And so let's go ahead and grab the remaining components we're going to need for the last 2. And then there's a new material, I was going to say mechanic, but it's not mechanic. There's a new material that was added, which is the incandescent light bulb. And this guy's not expensive at all. Just, you've got to make the crafting components blueprint, which I think we already have. And then you just need 3 paper or bamboo, and then glass and copper. So we're going to need How many does that make? That makes 3, and I wanted to have 8 cloches, so let's grab that. Let's grab some paper. How many paper? You need 3 paper each, so let's grab 9 of these. And that's 1 piece of glass per, yeah? Okay. That's not bad at all. And we can go through some of our other glass that we just kind of have sitting around, because we don't need all of this. All right, so let's go and get those materials crafted up real quick. And while I toss everything into our metal press, we can go ahead and give the put down the chest for all of our bee breeding components. Boop. So yeah, haven't really been doing a whole lot in between episodes except for doing some mining, so that's why we're up to 4,000 iron, as I've just been going over here to our little iron farm, which is doing just fine, and picking up iron. So once every, like, 4 hours or so, it'll produce close to about, I don't know, close to like 48 blocks of iron, so it's crazy efficient. It's working incredibly well. So let's put this down here. Go and steal this flower back because I didn't actually intend for it to be there. And so I don't remember the bee breeding rules, but I really, really, really would love to. No bees in this one still. Huh. I'd really love to go ahead and get that stuff bottled up, so maybe I should make some bottles at some point soon as well. That would probably not be a bad idea. Um, I might tear down this industrial squeezer. I just don't think we're going to need it for the time being. We will probably need it again at some point, but my goal is to make is to kind of do the opposite of what the game intends me to do, and I'd love it if we could come up with some way of producing biodiesel that does not, follow me here, that does not use immersive, that just uses the mechanics built into pneumatic craft. I think that'd be really funny, but also just a really interesting way of doing it, because immersive has this huge like not overbuilt, but like thoroughly built out way of doing it, and I think it'd be really interesting to try a different way completely. Anyways, everything is installed. Oh, one other note. This guy, remember how things were bouncing back into these slots here? What I did was I put in one of our extraction modules in here, and not only does it extract things more quickly, it also only extracts things, and it doesn't ever accidentally put stuff back in, so I think that will help us out a lot. Anyways, we're going to need 8 of these. And by need, really, we just want them, but I want them, so let's do it. All right, so that's automated hydroponics handled. And so let's grab some NV wire relays. We're gonna need definitely another wire connector. We're gonna need a lot more wire connectors, actually. Hang on. How are we doing on electrum? We're gonna need more electrum. Let's grab some gold. And some silver. And let's go ahead and get those alloyed up. All right, I have an inventory full of stuff that I think will actually be very helpful for us. And let me, while I'm here, let me go ahead and grab some glass bottles, because I do have a few. And we'll go ahead and grab some of that honey while we're already out here and working. There is one other thing that I just realized I'm going to need. So we're going to need to provide our cloches with water. And there are a few ways that we could do this, and I'm not really sure which way I feel like doing. I haven't done this method before, but at the same time, this method is also a little more expensive. So I may just keep it simple. Right, I'm keeping all of my stuff in here right now. So let's go ahead and grab one of you. We'll go ahead and grab some pipes. And we should have some more. We'll get some more copper pressed up. Actually, let's go ahead and put that back. And so what I think I'll do is I'll just do a little cross combination here of different different mods, and we'll go ahead and pump all of our water out using create, and then we will handle it from there. Now, to pump it out, we're going to need some sort of a source of water, so or source of torque, of course. So let's go ahead and actually hang on. Do I have? Yeah, I've got water wheels on me. Perfect, perfect. This little brown toolbox, very, very useful. Very glad that I made it. So we'll go ahead and grab these, make some more pipes, and now we should be good to go. That's part of why I outlined the inside of that, the inner wall of this guy with the hempcrete, is so that we could avoid having like obvious gaps or anything. And really quickly, before it gets too late, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, beautiful. So we can go ahead and set these up like so. Seems as though we're being visited by a wandering trader. And what we'll do is we'll have garden cloches here, garden cloches here. I've gone with MV and I've gone with insulated cables because I do not want the bees getting hurt. And so we can just go ahead and quickly put down all of our little connectors here, like so. I do wish that I could inline these, but I can't, so that's that. And what we'll do is we'll receive our energy here, and we will wire it down. Huh. How are we going to wire this down? This is a bit of a pain, isn't it? Okay, huh. I wish I could do multiple connectors off of one. Like, that's my biggest complaint about immersive, truthfully, is that I'd love to have multiple connectors off of this guy, and I can't. And I don't really... I'd really like to avoid spaghetti, but I don't have many choices here. So I think I may just have to do this, which really isn't ideal, but it works. And so what we'll do is that, and then that. Again, not my favorite. Not my favorite, but honestly, that's not too bad. I don't know what I was so worried about. That doesn't look bad at all. So now we just have to get piping put up for these guys. So let's go ahead and get that ready. What on earth is... Oh, this was from a previous water wheel setup. Well, that's kind of convenient. Only slightly. Let's go ahead and clear out some of the floor here just to make it a little easier to work. So what we can do is go ahead and get our flute pipe set up. Very fortunately for us, these are very simple, like, they don't use a lot of water. This is not like our boiler where we're going to be, like, constantly deprived of having enough water. Like, no, this is a pretty straightforward and easy setup. So we're not going to have to really deal with too much concern there. Just got to make sure we've got a proper pump set up. So what we'll do is we'll put down you there. We'll grab some water. We'll go ahead and I personally really like having clear fluid pipes as much as I possibly can. Remember that if they're jointed at all, they cannot have a clear window on them. So you can't do that, for example, but that's okay. Let's see if I can fill this in a little bit. Looks like it's starting to become daytime, so I'm a little bit concerned that our bees are going to try to get stuck down here. So I'm going to cover this up for now, just to make sure that they don't try to get down here at all, because I don't think that's a good idea. And then, let's see. So if we wanted to get rotational energy out of there, dig single block, Let's go ahead and grab... What did you... Okay, so you just do that. Neat. Let's go ahead and grab you. I really don't think we're going to need that much stress capability. I'm curious if we can just do this, for example. So if we do that, and if we grabbed one of these guys, what we could do is place the cogwheel there, and that there. And that's just going to start working. And that's not very fast. I don't think that's going to be an issue, but it may be worth exploring a slight speed up. Let's go ahead and scoot this back 2 more blocks. Let's do 3, actually. Put it down right here instead. Do this and that. We'll do from there to there. Then there to there. That should be a little faster. That should be a little better. And so now our garden cloches should start to fill up with water. And yeah, that should be plenty fast. It honestly does not use up that much water. So I think that should be just fine. And so what I'm going to do is fill in this hole that I left myself to fill in a good little while ago. And then we can start to plant stuff inside of our cloches. So currently, I've run into a bit of a conundrum with our wiring system, and that is the fact that it is far too complicated with too many wires crossing over each other. Oh, right, that's right. The steel cable uses aluminum too. Whoops, I thought I was going to be sneaky and prepared for that little bit, but clearly not. What did I do? 8? So what I was hoping to do was hook up our MV straight from our MV line over here, but it turns out, and I think this is what happened in one of my previous episodes where this guy right here became disconnected all of a sudden. If you cross these wires over, that HV literally burns the MV wire off and destroys it. And I just found that out on my own because I was trying to hook that guy up, and well, there was a cable link between there, and it's gone now. So I think my only real choice is to run... Did I leave my door open? I left my door open. Well, I'll leave it open, because they're going to want to find their way home at some point. I hope they don't get hurt on my power lines, though. That was my bad. I shouldn't have left the door open. So I think I'm just going to have to make another HV transformer, which is not a problem at all. Just gotta suck it up, I guess. Was this 4 each or 2 each? 2 each. Okay, good. So yeah, I think that's just kind of the plan right now, is to run HV and then convert it down to MV, which probably isn't a bad idea anyway, considering how many devices we have running in that room. Those cloches don't take up a lot of flux, but they do take up some. And so it's a non-empty amount, so that'll get us a bunch more HV wire coil. We're going to have to turn that into a block of wire coil anyway. That's why I'm going to all this effort. So let's see. It's just an iron ingot. So let's go ahead and grab one of these. And then we'll do that like so. And that will get us the HV transformer. And then let's just grab some HV wire coil, relay, and connector. And that should do it. Actually, we don't need the connector. The connector is already on top of the transformer. But yeah, we can just put the transformer over on top of this structure here. Not my preferred way of doing it. Obviously, I think that's pretty clear at this point. That this is not how I wanted to do this, but you know, sometimes that's just the way it is. So we'll just put the transformer down right here because that, oh, you know, that might not bode too well right there. What if we did it? I really wish we could do it like right here, actually. Wait, are you 3 blocks tall? You are, I guess, aren't you? You're a big guy. Okay. What if we did it like this? This is really awkward if this works. So that's that piece. That's this piece. This definitely feels like a fire hazard. Is it just me? I feel like this is a fire hazard. Please, please, don't be outside. I did make on, not really on accident. I was hoping that it would be a bit, but then it ended up not being a bit. I made a mob imprisonment tool. So this guy is just a gas tier and 4 pieces of plastic, and this allows us to capture mobs. Most mobs. There was one guy, a villager, that I wanted to capture, but apparently I couldn't, so that was a slight issue. But this means that we can take things like our horse here and just pick it up. I don't know what that means for the lead. Oh, apparently the lead just stays connected. Cool. But yeah, so we can just pick things up. So if those bees don't want to come back inside, we can always kind of politely force them. Oh, you bounced back. I didn't think you could bounce back anymore. Well, I guess I lied. I really thought that I had fixed that issue. I guess not. Anyways, so we've got an inventory full of things and stuff. Stuff and things. And let's grab some of our favorite seeds. So we need industrial hemp. Cabbage for sure. Wheat for sure. Flax, you know, maybe not flax, I don't think. Let's go and do pumpkin and melon. And remember, we only have 8 cloches. So I think we're going to want to do carrot. And I don't know. Let's see. Right, let's do rice. Let's do rice. Is it the rice itself that goes in the cloche? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, rice would be great. And I don't really know that either of these are all that important. If we did cactus, though, do we not have any cactus left anymore? Uh-oh. That's not ideal. And we will need sugarcane, for sure, which I completely forgot about as well. So let's see. We got sugarcane, wheat, cabbage, carrots, hemp. Actually, another good one is mushrooms. So let's do mushrooms, because these are pretty versatile, but not very easily obtained. Do I have any podzol? No. Okay, well, I can get some really easily. And so we're going to need a couple of different things. We're going to need some sand. We're going to need some dirt. Actually, I wonder if rich soil can be used in a cloche. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Go ahead and do that. And what we can do is set up... Right, I forgot. I needed to grab podzol. Fortunately, we get podzol from our spruce tree, so we can just yoink that piece there, put dirt down, and it will eventually just turn right back into podzol again. Yeah, it definitely looks like we lost a couple of bees. That's okay though. We can breed them back. I am sad, but not devastated. Uh, you're not... Ah, you're burnt out. Okay. I'm unclear as to what is happening. What is happening? Okay, I have a workaround for this, maybe. And what we could do, I think, is make an accumulator. So an accumulator, we could do like an HV one. We're gonna need hop graphite. I don't want to set this up again. I just tore this down. Never mind. This is really annoying. Why is this happening? Like, I have already set you up. At this point, I've lost wires several times now. In fact, I'm going to give myself back 2 MV insulated wire coils because I've lost them. And that connection was just working, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be working now. Right? So this is... I can't link from here. Can't attach that wire there because it's already attached. And I could do that. And you're connected. Why is that burning? MV. MV. What am I missing here? And let me guess, you burned the other side of that connector too? Yep. I didn't make the wrong thing, right? It's this guy. Yeah, it's this guy. This guy's working just fine. Do I need a relay? I don't know. Okay, it took a full-on re-architecture of the electrical system throughout. I think this looks way cooler, though, but it also works way better. So down the middle of these, we're going to have an HV wire. I think the way that this is spaced, we might even be able to work this out without the wires burning. Heck yeah. So now we can continue to pass on MV and HV down this way for a while. And you can see here that this is also working just fine. I might actually be able to get away without having this wire post here, which would be nice just on account of the fact that it's a little clunky. Let's see if we could do something like this. And then this. This might be a little too far. No, that works perfectly. And that way we can get rid of you. And there we go. So now that guy's hooked up to power. Of course, you know, this is costing me now 2 of our HV transformers, but we already made the second one anyway, so we can at least take full advantage. And this is going to help us with our MV bandwidth anyway, because now, if you think about it, right, this line on the right is on its own transformer voltage level. So now, this is receiving about... I can't remember. Basically, the HV line is going to be significantly more than MV. So when we transform it down, our HV line is not going to be suffering nearly as much as MV if we overuse it. So by distributing it, we're going to be able to use more of our machines at once without having any major issues or suffering. So yeah, I think we're doing much better with this new setup. I'm a little frustrated with the way that things were not cooperating before, but... you know, this is a little better, a little bit harder to hit the wires on accident as well. Still totally possible if I was being real dumb, but I think overall we're good. Anyways, I left the door open once again. That was not my best work. Let's go ahead and breed up the babies because they're out and about, and we desperately need more bees now because we have hurt the bee population on accident. There is still a couple more bees. Looks like there's still a couple more bees in hiding. And so now, I think the last thing we have to do... Please work. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Why aren't you working? I am really confused as to what's happening there. Let's go ahead and grab back another MV wire coil. Another couple, because I'm going to have to redo the that line too. Oh man, all of that. Why does this burn up? Can someone please help me understand why this is burning up? Are these... Let me see. Do we need to voltage transform this to low voltage, or the closest low voltage only? Let's see. Doesn't say, so how would I know? How would I know? Let me grab my wire cutters. Let's cut all of these connections. Cut all of those connections. And now I just want to see. And we're gonna need 2 more because we lost this entire line. All of this got frickin' cut. This is so dumb. This is a really bad mechanic. I might disable that. At this point, I'm just getting really frustrated with this really bad system. Like, I understand the concept is supposed to be cool, but not like this. This is not well implemented. If you don't explain to me why it's happening, if you just cause fire to happen, that doesn't tell me anything. Now, is it just the hookup here that's causing this issue? No. And that, and that. That's fine. So these just take too little? I really don't know. It doesn't tell me in any way at all what the problem is. I'm going to assume the issue is that these require low voltage. That's the only thing I can think of. Let's go ahead and grab that transformer. So this is a transformer from MV down to LV. And I'll be back. Okay, several unamusing minutes later, and we have finally sorted out something that works. So we needed 2 connectors, so this is all MV. LV didn't work either. I guess there is a maximum limit on how much you can have connected to one wire. See, to me, if I overburden a network with too much, like, it's not going to burn the wire. It's not. It's just not going to work at all. That's why I think that's a really bad mechanic, is that if I've overburdened these, if these required more than I was able to offer, or if the attenuation was too strong, or rather the cable power wasn't strong enough to outlast the attenuation of the distance of the wire, then it would just fiddle out. It wouldn't burn. There would be no fire. My cables would not have been lost. If I tried to run a 60-foot USB cable to power a fan, the fan just wouldn't turn on unless I put a repeater somewhere in that 60 feet. So that's why I don't understand why this works. Like, I'm not a technical genius, but I'm definitely not an idiot. And I definitely know that that's not what happens. Anyways, enough ranting. Let's go ahead and get started with the little setup here. So we're going to go ahead and plant a piece of dirt and then the crop of choice. And that's going to put it down right there in the actual inside of our cloche. And so you can see these will start to grow, and you can see that these, by the way, are redstone activated. So right now you can see the little particles in the little bulbs up there. That means that these are working. If ever that's not happening, that means the chances are you've accidentally disabled your cloche with a redstone signal at some point. So you may be asking yourself, how are we going to handle our items coming out? And my answer to you is that I think it would be easiest to just use a bunch of drawers, personally. But there are a couple of different things that we could do instead. But honestly, I think we're just going to go with drawers. We could either do drawers or chests, but either way, I think it's going to take up the same amount of space, so it's kind of a moot point to me. So I'm just going to make probably, 4 different drawers? Sorry, 8 drawers. And so what we could do is we could make framed drawers this time, something that I haven't done yet. So we're just going to do a framed 1x1 drawer. Whoops, I'm still in cheat mode from my earlier issues. So let's grab some more chests. Right, there we go. This chest. That's actually perfect. And then we'll do framed drawer 1x1. Let's grab 8 of these. And then let's grab treated wood. And we're going to do a couple of different kinds of treated wood, which I think is going to be really fun. So if you didn't know, there are a couple of different variants of treated wood. There's the plain, then there's these packaged planks, and then there are also these vertical planks. So there are different types, but I'm going to do probably... I haven't really decided yet. But if we wanted to texture these, you can just put these down, right? And this doesn't have a texture. It looks like chainmail. But if I wanted to texture them, what I do, if you read the instructions in the tooltip, inside of a crafting window, place the block you want to use for the texture of the outside of the drawer in the first slot. Then on the second slot, put the block that's going to be used for the texture of the inside of the drawer, and on the third slot, put the framed drawer. So that would look something like this. And you can see that the output here is, in fact, a drawer. Now, what I want is actually a little bit of the opposite here. So I would like to have probably plain on all sides, except for the front. And so we'll do this, and that's going to get us custom looking drawers. And so now we've got this really cute little front on them. And what I'm going to do from here is we're just going to grab some of our spruce supports. And we're just going to put little tables down in front of these guys. And so the plan is right now we are currently just kind of producing these resources, and they're just going to sit there and linger. But the plan is at some point we may end up rotating our cloches and having them spit out their outputs to the outside world, and then we can automate using other different technologies the process of actually fetching that. So now, if we just do this, you'll see that we're going to start spitting out our resources. It's a little bit tight going through here, and I don't love it, but that's just kind of the way it's going to be for the time being. Not a huge deal. And so now we can see our little cloches. So what I will probably do in the future, like I said, was actually have our drawers on the outside. That way we can just come and grab them. In fact, well, maybe we should go ahead and do that. Yeah, I would definitely say that this feels better size-wise. Now, you might start to wonder what's going to happen if we start producing too many seeds. I'm not sure anymore. It's been a while since I've done something like this, but I definitely like how this looks. It's kind of cool that you can just see what we've got as you walk around. And, you know, if ever we didn't want to show these, what we can do is there's a configuration tool. If we wanted to hide the amounts, we could just do this. If we wanted to lock, we could do this, and I think we'll do both. We'll lock these, and we'll also hide the count, because I think it just looks better when you don't know what's in there. I think this just looks pretty cool. When it's something like this where it's just kind of always running, I think it's much nicer this way. And then we could disable the item rendering, and then it just looks like this. I think it looks better, again, being able to see what's inside, but that's just me. And then if we wanted to disable any of the upgrades, like the void upgrades or whatever that we could put in here, we could absolutely do that. I don't think that's necessary personally, but that's always an option. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm going to go through and probably move a lot of our crops. Well, no, we're going to leave our crops where they are. We've got two sets of drawers, one inside there and one over here to store crops. And what we're probably going to do next time is start finding a way to automatically take all of the stuff from this farm here and our farm over there and start automatically taking it back over to our house over here. And we're not going to use ender chests. So I'll let you figure out how we're going to do that, because there are a couple of mechanics that I could use. And I might just use both of them. I haven't decided yet. So anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. Thanks for your patience, and I apologize for being kind of frustrated with the wiring. I do think that this is still a little bit goofy, but I also kind of slightly overreacted with it, so I do apologize, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time.